Picture this. A Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, sits on live television trying to steady herself. She's asked a straightforward question about Angela Rayner's stamp duty scandal. Instead of calm confidence, she offered hesitation, stutter, and a few arms that hang in the air like a foggy London morning. If this is the steady hand meant to guide Brighton finance, one wonders whether the ship the ship is already half sunk. The so-called car crash interview unfolded when Reeves was pressed about Rainer's £800,000 flat and her failure to pay the covered stamp duty. She called it an error and mistake. But the delivery mattered more than the words. Reese looked less like a chancellor and more like nervous his former cow without homework. Her loyalty to Rainer was clear. She insisted she had full confidence, but confidence is not contagious when you stumble through every line. Let's not forget Revisi is supposed to be the economic anchor of his government, yet here she was visible rather leaning on family circumstances. Rainer's disabled son to soften the scandal. The British public might sympathize with Rainer's challenge at home, but taxes are not optional. If ministers cannot keep their own financial houses in order, why should ordinary Britons trust them with the treasury? And her lies the store in a teacup that is no longer small. In Reeves cannot handle basic scrutiny about a college tax blunder. How will she respond when a financial hurricane hits? Inflation, strikes, small boats, real estate, not teacups. Her shaky performance suggests that the Treasury's compass might be spinning without direction. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Nigel Farage was doing what Farage does best, taking the making out of the establishment. He addressed Congress in Washington about free speech and Britain's online safety act. Labour case Starmer found accusing him of bad-mounting Britain abroad. Starmer even went as far as to call him unpatriotic. That in politics is the equivalent of calling someone a traitor. Farage, of course, realized the fly. He branded Starmer claims of ultra lies. Delivered with the trademark grin that says, I enjoying this more than you are. He insisted he never ask for tariffs against Britain. Unlike the American companies should wake up to risks of investing under Britain's censorship laws. Farage was not a police hissing, he was doubling down. The contrast could not have been sharper, Reeves faltering, climbing to talking points with Farage wrote with clarity attacking Starmer Rayner, and the government all in one breath. It was the politics and grievance, yes, but grievance has power when the government keeps handing you ammunition. Angela Rayner's tax blunder may look like small change in the grand scheme, but in Polish perception is currency, and perception no pains labor and careless with money and quick to excuse their own. Reviews want to project stability, instead she broadcast fragility. Farage won the headlines, he got them, and when the sense that Reform UK in becoming louder by the day. And what about Britain global image? When comedians are arrested for tweets, when ministers stumble over tax scandal, and when the Prime Minister calls opponents traitors, the world loses on in disbelief. as Piers Morgan equipped Britain is starting to resemble North Korea when it comes to a free speech. That might be hyperbole, but hyperbole is something the only language politicians understand. So, what is the writing on the wall? If Libor cannot stop tumbling, and if Farad keeps playing the outsider cards so well, we may be watching the rise of a new political era for Reeves. The question is not whether she support Rainer, is it is whether Britain believes Reeves can support the pound. And for Starmer, every attack of Farage seemed to backfire, giving the reform leader more oxygen, more screen time, more grievance to feed on silos with the other loads. The British public is tired of being ignored will decide which they prefer. The irony is trying to silence Farage. Labour has only amplified him in trying to defend Rainer. Reeves may have weakened herself. The whole saga feels less like leadership and more like farce. And so I leave you with the question, is this the best Britain's leaders can offer hesitation, denial, and a shouting match across the Atlantic? Who exactly is steering the ship? Let me know, throws in the comments, and don't forget like and subscribe. Goodbye.